I'm James Ernest. I'm a game inventor and filmmaker. The Game Designers is like an opening credits sequence for a cop show, except instead of cops, they're game designers in a world where game design somehow requires a lot of running and shouting. I was at a party last year with Angela from the Double Clicks and Paul and Bo, and she looked at those two and said, "You need to be in a cop show, and if you are, I will make the theme music." I had actually wanted to do a project kind of like this for a while, so I jumped right in and said, "I will make that video." Well, as themselves, we have Paul Peterson, who's an old friend of mine. We've done some game designs together, including Unexploded Cow and the game called Pairs. And the other of our leads is Boyan Radakovich. He's best known as a game designer and publisher, and also the producer on a TV show called Tabletop. We shot The Game Designers on a really cold weekend. Oh, it was cold. But it was the only weekend we could all get together in Seattle.
Okay, it's really early in the morning. It's really cold. We're out here shooting a cop show themed kind of 70-ish trailer that has game designers but somehow involves lots of running. We have one of our stars, this is Bo. Your character name is also Bo, right? We don't have any...
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about that. It should be like Bo something.
Paul has arrived on the scene. This is the star of our show. The car. Then Mr. Peterson.
I love it! It's a little bit chilly out. Yeah, just so you know.
We've got this horrible schedule today that we're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's timed out to like every hour. It's all written down what we have to do at each time. It's beautiful outside though.
You think we need one more guy? Okay, we'll get one more guy, right? So that's your lines, right? You're still just squinting into the sun. You're doing that bit. You got it?
I'm talking to him.
Well, you don't have to look at it, but those are your lines.
Hey. You guys look like you're in the 70s and all.
Hi, Shawn.
Hi!
That's your 11:30 to 12:30 segment.
All I can feel is the burning pain of hands on my fingers.
Did you want to have lunch then?
Yep.
How's the shooting going for you, Bo?
It's awesome. It's the best way to see Seattle.
Are you staying warm?
No. It's actually quite cold. Oh my god, it's
I have beige pants.
Next time
and
we
I have
shoot in
blue
summer.
jeans, and my nipple fell off, and I'm trying to find it because it is that cold.
I actually get to see the city, which I haven't really done, so get to hang out with Paul. We're actually catching up mostly, which is really fun.
Why are we doing this,
That was
James?
the question my wife had.
Really?
So is this for something?
There is no purpose to this
Yeah.
project. I've been following, like, we're just doing it for fun. There is no, and in fact, the more I think about it, the more I can't understand why we would ever want to do this.
I know. That's why it's
Well,
awesome.
it seems like that we've gotten to the point in our lives where we actually have taken the next step, because for years we've just been riffing on all these awesome, these crazy ideas that would never see the light of day. But now you guys have...
We're like willing to do it.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I got nothing better to do. I don't know any better. Let's shoot this.
Well, here, the weird thing is, I got a million better things to do, but I can't just do them. Like, I've been working for a solid month on my latest game project, and I'm like, let's take a weekend and do this, please. So it's almost like I want to do it because I have less time.
I have no idea who this guy is. He just showed
It's
up.
all right. You guys look like
We need
you were going
somebody
to feed
extra.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of cold on the streets.
I shot this whole thing on an NEX7. That's a Sony camera. This is their 18 to 200 millimeter zoom lens. This camera has an interesting bug, which is that it overheats if you shoot for too long, but if you're outside in the freezing cold, that doesn't make any difference. We shot a bunch of location stuff downtown on Saturday. We did a bunch of driving around on Sunday, and then we got a little bit of filming at Card Kingdom. Card Kingdom had a lot of really interesting spaces, and we managed to do a bunch of different interiors in there. They have a pub, they have a game shop, they have a warehouse with lockers and a kitchen. So we got to fake a lot of different locations. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, good. We got it. I just have them two at the bar with beer, like, hey, we did awesome today, right? And so, you two exchanging a secret. I don't know what that is, but like, you're informing on the bad guy. The bad guy isn't Mike. Because because
I thought I got to rat him out.
we did get to put Mike in a trunk yesterday, but we haven't really been clear about who's who.
Sure.
Do things that are different than what you're doing. Who's this guy?
This is Stanley Kubrick.
Who is this guy? Oh, that's Rick. All right. I was like, somebody's writing you a ticket. Oh, well, we got lucky in a lot of these shots. My favorite is probably the pigeons in the alley. They're chasing Rick through the alley, and we've shot this already a couple of times, but this time these pigeons rise up in front of the screen, right in front of everybody, and it's a really good-looking shot. I did a few sort of visual effects to this shoot to make it look a little more like it was from the 70s, make it look a little bit more like a cop show. I did actually put tape on the sides of the monitor on the camera so that I could frame it in a square instead of a widescreen format. And I did a grainy post-production special effect, and in fact did some test shots with some video of my daughter. So we actually have a whole cop show opening credit sequence with Nora also. Oh, there's so much we didn't use. I mean, the purpose of this, the way this was made, was it needs to be tiny little snippets from lots of different scenes. And so while we did use a lot of it wasn't usable, and a lot of it was just too much. We were trying to keep it to exactly 1:10. That was sort of the average length of the opening credit sequences that I was looking at when I was getting ready for this shoot. One thing that we shot that we didn't use any of was this sort of poker game with all the cast. We sat around in my house playing poker and moving the camera around and getting different angles on that poker game, but the lighting wasn't good, and it wasn't interesting to look at, and it told a weird part of the story, so we wound up not using any of that. I don't know if we're going to do it again. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. Bo said it was the greatest way to tour a city, and we were joking about actually opening up the Cop Show Credits tour of Seattle, where everyone comes to town and, goes through this to see all the sights and get a little souvenir video. But I would like very much to do it again if we get to do a sequel in Las Vegas. That seems like the right plan. If we do it in Vegas, it probably won't be freezing cold. It'll probably be too hot, but at least that'll be a change.
Hey, Dad. What are we waiting for?
Paul,
Why is he taking so long?
because he has a job.
What's that?
That's where you can't make movies all day,
Oh,
Except in exchange, you get something called money.
which you can pay to go see movies.
Or have someone else make movies.
Oh yeah, that's all good.